Welcome to Becoming Saiyans,
a Dragon Ball rewatch podcast.
And we're back. I'm Truman.
And I'm Jesse.
And this is Becoming Saiyans, a Dragon Ball rewatch podcast. On today's episode, we watched episodes 86 and 87 of titled Then There Were 8 in Yamcha vs. Tien. The first of those episodes came out on November 4th, 1987, and in America, December 9th, 2002, whereas Yamcha vs. Tien came out November 11th, in 87, and in America, December 10th, 2002. Getting into a bit of trivia and some differences from the manga. Goku and Choppa's match lasts slightly longer in the anime.
Yeah.
Jackie's fight with the Grizzly Bear Man is shown in full detail, with the former wondering if Goku's strong enough to beat him now, and then visualizing Goku. The manga only shows the end of the match with no explanation as how Jackie won. Also, while Jackie hits the bear once in the manga, he strikes him 3 times here. The opponents that Goku and the others face in the preliminary are not depicted in the manga. This includes the Tien and Chiatsu observing Yamcha. The 90-minute break in the preliminaries doesn't happen. And everything happening outside with the prizes, not in the manga. Nam is purely filler and does not appear in this version in the manga. Trivia is Yamcha was called fighter number 2 when the opponent ran out of bounds, but Yamcha is number 1. Also, when Yamcha's fighting a black belt and the bracket is shown, 2 advances, even though the announcer says 1 is the winner. In 2 scenes while he was mixing the food, Chiatsu seemed to have peach-colored hands instead of white hands. The episode title may be a reference to the And Then There Were None novel by Agatha Christie. The song Mezazi Tenkachi can be heard while they're fighting in the preliminaries. While the Funimation dub retained the song, the Blue Water dub replaced it with music from Dragon Ball Z. An Oran Temple monk appears in the pub that the Turtle School goes to. He's later seen being defeated by Goku. Roshi is disturbed by the thought that Goku could be stronger than him, as though it's a shocking revelation. But as far back as even the Commander Red saga, he speculated that Goku might have surpassed him. In the original Japanese version, he merely muses that he is in trouble. Jumping into the next episode and differences and stuff is the scene showing clattering amongst the tournament staff and audience. All that stuff is not in the manga. Oolong and Puar are searching for Roshi's not in the manga. Shin coming up to make fun of the Turtle School is not in the manga. Jackie Chung saying that Shin has warped the students' minds is not in the manga. Tien complimenting Chiatsu for rigging the draw only to scold him for floating the papers isn't in the manga. Shin requesting the tournament sponsor to give an embarrassing announcement is not. Scenes of the fighters in the waiting room while the announcer is speaking to the audience, no. In the manga, a Foxman was the one to express surprise at the competitors being mostly from the Crane and Turtle schools. In the anime, the human spectator says this, though the Foxman can be seen behind him. Goku's flashback to the Ino Shikacho is not in the manga since it was a filler episode. On to trivia. In the Funimation dub, the scene where Yamcha first fights Tien is completely silent due to the cutting out of the Japanese insert song Wolf Hurricane in the said scene. The scene of Bulma and Oolong trying to locate Master Roshi was silent in the Japanese version. During Oolong's search for Master Roshi, a girl is seen briefly who resembles Suna, only she has crimson hair. I did kind of notice that one. Just before the first match begins, some of the cheering spectators resemble other characters. Like, there's Antoine the Great, and there's also one with Antoine the Great with black hair, and another one that looks like Ron Fon wearing sunglasses. When Tien covers Chiatsu's head in the English dub, it says it's to prevent the latter from catching a cold, and the Japanese, he tells him not to start pointless squabbles. The tournament announcer, after recognizing Goku, Krillin, Yamcha, and Jackie Chan, was replaced with Goku complimenting his suit. Manwolf had a distorted voice in the original Funimation, but the remaster took out the distortion. All the better as far as I'm concerned. But that is all we have. So, previously on Dragon Ball. The preliminaries are going, and is Goku in peril? Heck no, he's going to beat up that guy super easy. He ends up winning pretty handedly, and then we just kind of watch more preliminaries happen until we finally get down to the final 8. And our final 8 are Yamcha, Tien Shinhan, Jackie Chun, Manwolf, Chiatsu, Krillin, Goku, and Pamput. Speaking of which, that is the level. That's what the bracket looks like. It's Yamcha versus Tien, Jackie versus Manwolf, Chaozu versus Krillin, and Goku versus Pamput. And then we get about 5 seconds of the Tien versus Yamcha fight, and that's what you missed on Dragon Ball. Jesse, go for it.
Incredibly unsurprising that there's a lot of fluff in these episodes as far as like anime exclusive. Do I hate it? Not necessarily, because it is giving, like, in the realm of the nom stuff, it's giving more stakes on like a reason, an actual nice reason outside of the
squad rivalry.
Yeah, the squad rivalry.
Now
especially
this is
personal. Especially for Goku, outside of I just blank. You said it. The pig's name.
The Oolong.
No.
Nom. Tien. Oh, Inoshikisho.
Inoshikisho. Yeah. Aside that Inoshikisho thing, where like he's like, "Why are you hurting your friend?"
Yeah.
It's like it's giving him more stakes of like, "Oh, I really hate these guys," or "I dislike these guys."
I'm not a fan of these guys. These guys are bad guys.
So I don't hate that. I also don't hate the whole trying to find Roshi. I think it's a little long in the fact of like, why did it have to end with an oolong moment?
Yeah.
Like
we were like, well, Jackie, Roshi is missing, and Jackie is also not around to make those moments because he's known for those a little bit from the last tournament.
Yeah.
Shin is too busy trying to help jokingly find Roshi. So who's left that's perverted? I guess we got to send Oolong into the girls' bathroom.
Because we haven't focused on Shin enough.
Yeah. But, my first note is just that I love that the intro's back. But before we get into all those, my first thoughts are similar. It's just, some of the stuff, like, the fluff isn't bad, but a lot of it is a little long in the tooth, in my opinion. It sticks around a little too long.
It's like why is it that there's an episode literally titled Yamcha versus like Tien?
Yeah.
And we only get to see that fight for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it's like, find out in the next episode. And I know that's a whole Dragon Ball thing of like leaving you wanting more and like leaving off on a cliffhanger. But you could have left off on a better cliffhanger than like they fought for 2.5, 3 minutes.
In the episode.
They're super even.
Yeah.
And now you have to watch them fight in the next episode. But because we already used Yamcha vs. Tien for this episode's title, we can't even title the next episode that.
Yamcha versus Tien, part 2.
Yeah, I guess you could do that.
But yeah, that's my big thing. The first episode, I literally wrote, man, this episode is packed. Like this is a insanely packed, hefty, full of stuff episode.
They sped through a lot of stuff.
There was a lot happened. We went from like the full prelims to 8, basically. Like not all the way to 8, but most of the way to 8. And like the first episode, we had the food scene where they went had the break. We had almost another fight between Tien and Yamcha there, which is more and more evident that they were going to fight in the first round. It's like they are at each other's throats. Like
you didn't even have to rig it. Like we wouldn't even have cared if you didn't rig it. Like we just knew it was coming.
Yeah, that was fate. Like fate would have intervened there to be like, you guys have been at each other's throats.
The other ones you probably needed to rig, but there is no way, like knowing how much the Dragon Ball universe loves to just put two people together that hate each other. There's no way they were going to fight anyways.
Yeah. But
maybe not the first round. They might have been a semi-final bout.
Yeah.
The only people who I think are possibly going to make the final are Goku's going to be in the final, and it's who is he fighting, Jackie or is he fighting Tien? And the problem is, it could be either because I think they're on the same side of the bracket.
They are. They literally are on the same side of the bracket. Goku next round is either going to fight Krillin or Chaozu.
Yeah.
That's presuming that he wins against Pamput. But the
only character we don't know his name going into this tournament.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess because Man Wolf or whatever.
Yeah.
Wolf Man or Wolf Man.
But at least they gave him some pathos.
Yeah.
I've always been claimed to be a wolf man, but really I'm a man wolf. Yeah. And I hate that people keep calling me Wolfman. How dare they? Also, he seems to have beef with Jackie Chung for whatever reason.
Yeah, I guess we'll figure that out.
Yeah, whenever we get to that. But yeah,
it's like whereas with Pamput, it was like you literally the only time you hear his name is when they tell him to come up and grab it, and when they yell out everything. There is you don't even see him outside of him grabbing the piece of paper, which is where we learned they're rigging it, and And when he gets announced like he's fighting Goku, that's what it's at.
He kind of looks a bit like I was trying to think of it. It kind of looks like the way he's styled. Kind of looks like that Naruto character who does the fit, like does the rap.
Bruce Lee, Broccoli, I think.
Broccoli, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
And but he's got like
Bruce Lee is
he's
an
got
actual
afro.
person.
Yeah, he also
Broccoli.
yeah.
Well, I assume Broccoli is probably based off Bruce Lee.
Oh,
obviously.
what? Who would have guessed that? I don't know. I've never seen Naruto. That's a blind spot for me. But
Yeah, it's a funny thing to say. Like neither one of us has watched Naruto.
becoming the Nine-Tailed Fox, a Naruto rewatch podcast, or a Naruto first watch podcast.
Yeah, it's a first watch at that point.
And
There's not a whole lot of rewatches we can do. This is kind of the main rewatch we had that like is going to take a long time.
Yeah, it'll take us a really long time. But after that, we can always branch out to other stuff. By the time we get there, we could also do a rewatch of MHA because we both have seen that. You know,
I have only seen that up to like middle of 3 to 4.
but by the time we get there, you could finish it. You know. But anyways.
Yeah.
That's a segue. That's a sidetrack B plot for this story. But the main thing here is
the ADHD of the stable getting
main thing here is the intro with the gong and building the symbol is back, and I was
It's so
pumped.
satisfying.
I was like, dun 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 dun.
There's something so
dun, 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 dun.
satisfying about like something like that. Like it's such a great way to set the mood for like a tournament saga.
Yeah.
It's like we're getting into it now.
And then we do have to talk about the Goku King Choppa fight. I know I kind of jumped over it in the recap, but there's some cool stuff that happens in this. Number one, there's a good joke from Yamcha where he's like, what, does he get all of his fighting skills on wholesale? Because he talks about him being an 8-arm technique instead of 2, you know. I thought that was a good joke. And then my next note is just what great breath control. And Jesse, I'll let you take it. I want you to describe to the audience.
So this fight went exactly how I expected, especially in the manga. Learning that it's like it's as short as I predicted it to be, and this is still like I would still count this in the category of what I predicted. Like Goku,
it was a very
Goku's. I literally wrote down Goku is just playing with his food, like Goku probably could have beaten this guy in the first 5 seconds if Goku wasn't here to like kind of have fun and like judge how hard he needs to punch him. Besides just going full strength and killing the guy immediately.
Yeah,
but like Goku has this man on strings from minute point, like second point, you know, 1 or whatever.
As soon as the fight starts, he punches him in the face.
like as soon as the fight starts, Goku is just like, "You're not beating me."
There's a man who wasn't touched the last time he was here, literally gets punched in the face.
Like I hate having to throw this out there. For 95% of this fight, it's just Goku rage baiting this man into like trying to punch, getting. Yeah. It's just like there's no other way to say it. It's like he's just rage baiting him for most of this fight because Goku just knows he's gonna win, but like how he wins is just the most Goku way possible. Like he flies up, jumps up in the air, and everyone's like, "Oh, Goku messed up. He messed up.
He's left himself vulnerable. He's in the air now."
And he starts like descending at like
he pushes off the ceiling.
Pushes off the ceiling. And starts descending at like an insane acceleration, and like King Choppa gets ready to like really just absolutely throw one.
Yeah,
And
do an inverse of what we see later in the flashback of what Goku did to Nam.
Do the inverse of what Nam happened with Nam.
Yeah,
it's like Goku then just breathes so hard, like with his breath, that he stops his momentum, like using a jetpack in a video game to limit fall damage.
Yeah.
And then kicks him out of the, like, 50 feet out of the ring.
Yeah. And the announcer said that he won due to knockout. That was a ring out. That's not a knockout. But
well, to be fair, if he got he probably got knocked out on contact. So technically, he was knocked out first. He just landed also outside the ring. But technically, he's not wrong that it was the knockout first. Yeah. It's just he was moving so fast that they kind of seemed simultaneous for anyone not at like Yamcha level.
Yeah. But that feat of strength from Goku is just insane. Like think about how much breath you would have to use to like keep yourself from falling if you're doing like a trust
speed.
But I'm saying just for like normal people, how hard you'd have to breathe to stop yourself in the middle of like falling just forward.
Let's look at this. Like what's the average like adult now? Like 5'11".
Yeah,
like $180.
Yeah,
$190.
You would have
To stop that forced on like a trust fall falling towards your face or like falling against your face. To stop that. That's a lot of math I don't want to do.
But it's going to be, it's like dang near impossible to fully stop your momentum.
It is impossible with the limits of an average human, like a non-superhuman, to do that.
You would need like a jet spray or like a helium tank that you shoot out that can help you
Literally,
stop
as I said, it's like that's what you can do in a video game with like jetpack mechanics.
Yeah.
Like I've actually played the games. Like, I played a couple games like that where it's like if you just jetpack at the right time, you just don't take fall damage.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Goku is not just falling at like gravity. He is accelerating downwards. He's going like past at gravity level and then just blows all of his oxygen out of his body to stop mid-air and then just kick this guy.
Like just
It's an insane move, and no wonder Jackie Chung is absolutely shook by this to the point where he's having like hallucinations of fighting Goku in his next round because he's just shook. He's frozen.
I'll say this, like we've made like it makes reference to like Roshi's being considered. Like I want to stay with the Jackie Chun thing, but even the animes is like, no, it's Roshi.
No, the narrator. But what does the narrator really know? Does the narrator know everything? Is he an omniscient narrator, or does he just see what everyone else wants him to see? Because as far as I'm concerned, Jackie Chun is his own character. We discussed this last time, and he's like third cousin twice removed from Roshi. So that's why they look so similar, and they have similar mannerisms and similar tone of voices. They're related. Anyways.
But anyways, like it even states it's like he's made observations of like I think Goku is getting close to my power or even possibly surpassing me. And that was like 20, 30 episodes ago. I don't know how long ago that was.
And that was over 3 years ago.
Yeah, like over 3 years ago in universe. And now we're sitting here at a situation where it's like, of course he's caught up to you. You just haven't fought him. Like he's not just caught up; he is way beyond past. Especially knowing
he was nearly on your level the last time you guys.
The only reason why you won is just you just had more fighting experience.
And he's been out in the world for 3 years fighting demons and stuff.
While you've been training, Yamcha and Krillin and everything else.
He's been fighting chaos gods. He's been fighting demons. He's been, fighting indestructible pig monsters.
He also escaped the unescapable trap of the gourd.
Yeah.
He escaped the unescapable magic artifact. Probably one of the most OP magic artifacts I've seen in just like normal fiction.
And then after he's done with his fight, he looks to his friends and they're like, "Man, don't use up all your techniques." And he's like, "Trust me, that wasn't even the tip of the iceberg."
It's like this man's holding back.
Yeah, that wasn't
the breath technique. Wasn't like a super ultimate move. That breath technique's just like an average Tuesday for you.
That's my cantrip. I can use breath control. And so, but yeah, it's just anybody would be shook, especially Jackie Chung, who took this guy it took Jackie Chung to the absolute wire where they fought for days and nights, just for it to end up being like just a hair win. And then meanwhile, Goku trains for 3 years. We don't know what Jackie Chung does in between the two tournaments, but we assume he's training.
Like he's doing some training.
Yeah.
Probably not as good as Goku's training, let's be totally honest.
But just Goku's just on a whole nother level. It's going to be a shame if he does end up losing this, because like how much further can he go? Like he's already like at the tip of the iceberg, it seems. At like to the level he's able to reach.
Like,
it doesn't seem like there's
powers.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's able to go past this level at this point.
And the problem is like knowing how Goku's like alien ancestry is. It's like Goku is of an alien race, to my understanding. Obviously, we'll get more into that in probably 100
Yeah,
like
once
100
we're in,
Dragon Ball episodes.
I don't think they ever they bring up he's from space, but I don't think they ever name the
until Z.
aliens or anything until Z.
I think Z isn't the first part of Z kind of explaining his heritage and have to deal with all that.
Yeah,
I feel like that's right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it, but he fights he fights somebody who knows him as like a baby. You know, he's like I was there when you were shot off. You know,
that was my understanding is this of Z is that's when it starts to get into his full lineage and things.
Yeah,
it was knowing that lineage to a bit, to my limited knowledge. It's he is basically born of super fighting race. He is born into a race of aliens, in a species of alien that live their birthright is being the universe's best fighters. And having the potential to be the universe's best fighters.
Yeah.
That is the thing that their race is known for throughout the entirety of the universe. Yeah. Is that do not get in a fight with these guys because they will kill you. Yeah. And they won't even bat an eye at doing so or break a sweat.
Yeah. And I mean, this talks more to once we get to Z, I'll have more thoughts. I don't want to give anything away.
Otherwise, you don't spoil anything.
Yeah, I'm not giving anything away.
I'm just giving my limited understanding of kind of just being around anime and the internet, kind of just picking up bits and pieces.
The cultural osmosis that you can have
of what's in my brain from that stuff. And that's my understanding.
I have thoughts about the way they handle some of that. We'll get there when we get there. But in general, you're for the most part, wide sweeping. You're right. You know, your osmosis has worked.
No, I'm sure particulars and how it's described completely. Maybe off base here or there.
In the vague, wide-reaching amount, yes, you know.
Obviously, 3 years of intense, just real-life experience for him at an age where, he's starting to mature real good into being a universal, galactic fighter.
Yeah, he went from, kid to teenager in this moment, over these 3 years.
He hasn't hit a growth spurt quite yet.
Yeah, but
you can tell he's getting taller.
Yeah, he's gotten. We already know he's gotten a little taller because he's a little bit taller.
And I know Goku ends up being a regular sized adult.
Yeah, we're not there yet, but yeah, he will get there.
I've seen regular sized adult Goku. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just he's insanely strong. He's insanely powerful, and he's only in that with the confines of his body, he's about at his peak. There's not much more he can go past this. Yeah. So if he doesn't win this tournament, it's going to be a dang shame.
Yeah. But it is just the fact of just then you getting back to the whole breath control thing. You didn't scale it down to the size Goku is. And yes, the amount of energy required to stop him at that pace, at that size is less.
Yeah.
But it's arguably harder for a body of that size to generate the power necessary than it is for a body the average human male size or the average human, just average, adult human male or female size body with the lung capacity and things like that. It's it's ridiculous the feats he's already pulling off, and we're only about halfway through,
halfway through Dragon Ball.
I know Z just gets exponentially stupider, I guess, in the funniest, fun stupid, but stupider.
Yeah.
Yes.
My next note, just to try to get the train going, is just I love the diversity of fighters. We just see a montage, and it's cat monster, boxers. We had a sumo wrestler last episode. Yeah. Random beasts of whatever genre. Nom. Wait, what? Nom, you're back. Nom.
Oh, now he's gone.
He's gone. He's back. Yay. And then.
And he's dead.
Nom.
He's not dead.
I said,
alive.
I had a note that said, Nom. And then I had the note that says, what do you know, narrator? Because that's when we get the narrator trying to assume genealogy and stuff, And
then it's nom.
Being mistaken. And then my next note was, nom.
Come on, man.
We had the launch classic during the recess.
Dude, that's up there for probably one of my favorite moments.
Yeah, we had 2 launch classics. Launch classic number 1, where they're hanging out at the the prize thing, and she just pulls out her Beretta and just absolutely destroying this gun shooter game, And he's like, "Hey, what are you doing? And she's like, give me my prize or else,
And then it's a bad prize, so she starts shooting again.
Yeah.
He's like, why you got a bunch of stupid prizes or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you have the one in the next episode that's really awesome. Or towards the end of the... I think it's at the end of this episode.
It's at the end of this episode because they have another launch classic where
Yeah.
they're like, we got to
It's at
get
the
up,
end of this
we got to get some good seats, and she's like,
Yeah, I haven't...
oh, I know how to get good seats, or we know who can get
And
good
that's
seats.
and that's the one I'm thinking about as like a favorite. Obviously, there's a couple things that are favorites. We'll get to that towards the end of the episode. But I'm just pointing out like, that's up there for me as like an honorable mention if it doesn't get picked. Is the second launch moment coming up here soon.
I love Shiatsu just being a savage with the hair too, where he's like, Baldy. He's like, who are you calling bald? You're bald. And he's like, no. Takes off the hat. He has one hair. And it's just, what the heck are we doing?
Hey, but he's not bald.
Yeah. And then Tien being like, put your hat on. You're going to catch a cold. And it's like, is this your baby, Tien? Is he a baby?
Is he a child? I mean, obviously he's a child, I think. Very tall, very small little boy.
Yeah.
But...
And then that moves us into our next episode where we find out that Shiatsu has telepathy.
Well, we forgot to talk about the second launch moment.
Oh, yeah.
The active shooter one.
Yeah.
Which, for reference, though to be fair, we could probably say this every episode at any time something like this happens because sadly we live in a country that sucks at gun control. But for reference, there was a shooting in Louisiana early, I think earlier today or last night or whatever.
So we're not making light of it.
We're not making light of that. But it's hard not to laugh at this. Like the absurdity of this moment. Of course, you don't know what the climate of, especially America, a country that isn't even making this animation when it's originally being made. Because I'm sure they didn't say anything about this not being in the Japanese or American dub or whatever.
Yeah, it's in both.
It's in both.
It's in the manga.
It's everywhere across.
This is Blonde Launch's like character.
This is a character.
I shoot first and I ask questions never.
Yeah.
And so they're saying like we need to get front row seats so we can watch. And Launch is like, I'll get us front row seats. And she just pulls out like an Uzi and just starts firing in the air.
That was a pistol.
I thought she was firing like automatic.
No, she's like pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
Pop, pop. Get out of the way. It's like don't worry, I'll clear the crowd. Starts an active shooter moment.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing?
It's rough to watch in 2026 lenses.
It's
but
rough to
it
watch.
is funny at the same because in the 80s that wasn't a thing. Like I think that was I think Columbine was in the late 80s, wasn't it?
Late
Early
80s, early 90s.
So that was like the first major one over here.
That was the first like news breaking one. Obviously, there were things before that, especially I think in the 70s and 80s is when you had a lot of like big bank robbers in LA that would have like shootouts. Like the LA shootout was like mid 80s maybe.
Yeah, but like it wasn't as prevalent. And
It wasn't an every week, every 3-day thing like we kind of sit in the current climate now.
Yeah, but like it is like, it's played as a joke, and I think that's like you should just take it as a joke.
It's played over the top because in a normal world it would be like a funny over the top moment that she's just firing a gun into the air in the middle of a crowd and just clearing people out.
Just so happens we live in a society.
Yeah, as bad as it
I
sounds
heard you
like,
about to say it.
As I was throughout the preface, like it's as bad as it sounds, and as bad as it sounds like I'm making a joke out of it. We do live in a society where that just happens all the time. Yeah. And there is an argument to be made that we've kind of been desensitized to it in a way that we shouldn't be.
But in this, if you were watching this one, and if you were watching this when it came out, either in America or in Japan, you would see it and be like, "That's kind of funny."
Yeah.
Even like in 2002, it wasn't as prevalent as it is now, and it would be like, "Haha, that's kind of funny."
The only part of 2002 that would make it kind of bad is you're living in a pretty semi-immediate post 9/11 moment. So.
Yeah. But we're not there to talk about that. We're moving on to the next episode, which is, we start out with immediately, like, Shiatsu has telepathy. Mm-hmm. What the heck?
Some sort of, something along those lines, yeah.
Yeah, some sort of supernatural powers. Which
that allows him to entirely rig the setup of the tournament.
Like, I don't mind. At least it explains why it happens the way it happens. Because even if Shiatsu wasn't there to rig it, this would still be the layout more likely than not.
It's a funny way to be like, you know, because last tournament arc, you know, you didn't have as many named characters to like fight.
It was
against each other.
Goku, Krillin, Yamcha, and Jackie, and even Jackie was kind of unknown until the final rounds. Like we didn't know he was there
until Krillin fought, basically.
Yeah.
Now you have six
of the
fighters out of 8 that are named characters that have an investment against each other.
Yeah.
And the only ones who didn't really have an immediate investment that we knew of was Jackie and Goku. So, of course, they're the 2 fighters who don't have to fight in like a knocked out, brawl out, you know, grudge match immediately.
With a named character.
With a named character. Jackie still seems to be having a grudge match against someone who has a grudge against him, but he doesn't have against them.
For any particular reason.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get there. It might have, like, as I'm talking about it, I can see where maybe a person whose transformation happens because of the moon might have a problem with Jackie.
Yeah.
Because Jackie blew up the moon.
Yeah,
but,
now you bring it up, yeah, it's almost certainly what it is.
Yeah, he was like, screw you blew up the moon. I'm stuck in this.
I can't be a man anymore.
That's gotta be what it is. That's gotta be what it is.
He blew up the moon.
Why'd you do that? You blew up the moon.
I feel so dumb it took us this long to put that together.
We're just sitting here like, what is up with this wolf wanting to fight
Jackie?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Jackie blew up the moon.
And his whole thing is he turns back into a man when the full moon rises.
For one night every month when the full moon is there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would feel kind of annoyed if I can't be a human male man.
You know? Well, I wouldn't want to be a human mailman. If I could be a mailman, I want to be a dog mailman. Yeah. You want to bark at me? I'm gonna bark at you back. Woof woof.
Put the paws up.
Put them paws up. Woof woof woof. No. Sorry. Sorry about that. That was a bad joke. I apologize.
Stupid joke.
That was a bad one. And then the next note I have is the matchups, which we already stated before.
Yeah, we stated before.
But because I assume this is going to come up in the predictions overall, now that we know, you can add these to an arc prediction. Like a sub-arc prediction is, who do you think wins each match, I guess. But we'll get there. We'll save that for predictions. But I just want to add that in.
Like, I have my picks of who I think is going to be the final and who I think is going to win the final.
My next note is that these flashbacks are unnecessary. Both of them, where we flashback and see the whole Goku fight.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? I understand. I understand why, but it's like, why? And then jumping 2 episodes or 3 episodes ago when the Ino Shikisho shows up, it's like, why? We were just there. We don't have to jump back to that one.
The Ino Shikisho one. Well, I think that flashback is kind of Goku telling Krillin about the fight, because when he flashbacked the first time to that fight, when he saw him in the ring, he didn't tell anybody about it. He was just sitting in his brain. So I think that one can be explained, because like when it cuts back from it, Krillin has like a shocked look on his face, and it's like kind of reacts to it, like Goku's telling him the story for the first time of why Goku's like, no, he's a pretty good fighter. It's like, how do you know, Goku? I'm like, well, I fought him when I was hungry, and he beat me technically.
But
by legal definition, he beat me. The Nam one I understand because it's been like 40 episodes at least since we saw Nam.
Yeah, I get that,
so
but it's just like
it is annoying when you waste time on flashbacks. We just
saw the Ino Shikisho one like 2 episodes, not even 2 episodes ago.
And that's the only reason why I think that they're showing it again.
It bothers me because it's like with like the full scope of this episode. And we get 3 minutes of the Tien versus Yamcha.
That is where it is
and you spend a minute and a half showing a scene we saw 2 episodes ago, and then that we saw 2 episodes before that. And it's like, why do we keep showing this? It's like I have this problem. I watched these like the Disney original shows like the like Descendants. Like as an example, each Descendants movie at the end of the movie when it's the all is lost. Main character sings a song where she's sad about everything that's happened. It shows the entire flashback of the time. So in the first one, they show the entire first episode, the first movie again. In case you fell asleep for the first hour and weren't watching it, they're like, here you go, here's flashbacks of everything that happened. And it's like, what are we doing? The second one, same thing, but now first and second. The third one, 2 seconds of the song shows a clip from the first, a clip from the second, and then the entire third episode, or third movie. And I'm like, what are we doing here? This is ridiculous. And it feels like that's what's going on here. It's like, why do we keep showing this random made-up character that didn't exist except for in the anime? And this is the third time we've seen this scene. And I'm like, what are we doing here? It doesn't make any sense. And it's not even in the manga because this didn't exist in the manga. And it's like, what are we doing? I don't care if he's explaining to Krillin. Just have him say, yeah, I fought him. He beat me. Like, cut back to the fight. I don't want this. I'm mad about it.
Well, like, have him explain it while, it's faded in the flashback a tiny bit. Yeah, that could be a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Where you don't waste as much time doing it. You just, fade in the flashback of him getting the tree landed on or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. And I will say, I agree on the point of it is annoying knowing that, the title fight we get to see 3 minutes of at most.
Yeah, and it's just, what are we doing?
We could have seen more of the fight. And
we could have spent so much more time on him.
Yeah.
And that's my main issue with that flashback.
I
don't, and because of that, I'm also upset about the Nom flashback. It's not as extreme as that one is for me.
You're wasting time.
Yeah, for Nom, it's like, I understand why you're doing this. You're still wasting time, but I understand. It's just when you compound that with the other flashback.
Especially because they flash back the last minute and a half of the Nom fight. I'm like, could have just seen the final move. It's been fine.
Yeah, you don't have to show them fighting and then jumping up in the air and then Goku jumping down and all of the movement and stuff. You could have just shown them facing off at the beginning of the fight and then call it, Yeah. It would have served the same point as what they were trying to do. Of setting up that Nam is here, everyone's excited, and then Tien dang near kills him.
Yeah. But, there's more here there.
But, the next thing I had was these flashbacks are unnecessary, but these guys got hands. Because the fight between Tien and Yamcha, at least to start, in the first stanza of the fight, is very evenly matched and very, very exciting to watch. Yeah, it's just two guys going hand for hand,
Yeah, it kind of surprised me because I really did think that, well, first off, when I made my predictions, because we know what my predictions are, it is for this episode.
Tien wins the fight.
Yeah. I figured we'd get more than 3 minutes of the fight anyways. It'd probably be the last half of the episode of the fight. Yeah. Was what I was thinking. And so they might finish it off. The cliffhanger is maybe Yamcha's on the ground or something at worst. Or we get the cliffhanger of, whoever's going second is going to end up fighting and you kick off there.
Tien is struggling and then he says he's going to use an epic move. What's that epic move? Yeah. Cut to black. Which we kind of get a similar thing, but inverted. But the problem is we didn't get enough of the fight for that to matter. It doesn't feel like that's going to turn into anything, It's like, we only got 3 minutes. Whatever Yamcha's move is going to be is not going to be the end of the fight. Yeah. It's probably just going to, set up Yamcha's inevitable loss. It's like...
But we get to see Yamcha use a new thing he hasn't used before, which is exciting.
Wolf-Fang Fist attack with wind now.
Yeah.
The Wolf-Fang Fist now with wind. And that's what I wrote down. No, not before the new Wolf-Fang Fist attack. I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
But that's basically the last of my notes. Because that's basically the end of the
These guys are super, they are pretty evenly.
Yeah, even Tien has to say, guess he wasn't a blowhard after all.
Even Tien's kind of realizing, oh no, this is going to be harder to win than I thought.
Yeah, I might actually get a bit of a workout. Yeah, which is still him being cocky and underestimating his competition. Which who knows if he ends up meeting Goku in the finale, maybe him underestimating his competition might be his downfall. But who knows? We're not there yet.
Well, it's have to see. It'll be interesting.
But that's the last of my notes. I don't know if you have any other notes before we move.
I just wrote down intense fight.
Intense. They got hands. That was my acknowledgement to the fight. So with that, Jesse, prediction time. Goku beats King Choppa immediately. I'm gonna go ahead and count it. I don't think it's as immediate as you were thinking, but I'm gonna go ahead and count it because it's very quick.
But also with the context of they fluffed it for the anime and in the manga, it was as immediate as,
Yeah.
as we were thinking. We'll give it to him because he still beats him in the first minute.
Yeah.
minute and a half. I think.
Final 8 are named characters +1. I think we miscounted because we should have been +2.
Yeah, I think there's.
Because I'm going to count that one because it is all of our named characters plus filler.
I don't know what I was even thinking.
Because I don't remember if we counted. Maybe we just miscounted when we were counting. Because there is only 6 once you get down to it.
Well, you know what? Maybe I was thinking. Well, no, I would have known because Crane showed up outside the effect.
Yeah, and we wouldn't have expected Nom. And Nom didn't make it, but we would have. Nobody would have been like wild card. Nom shows up.
I'm gonna be real honest with you. Don't count it if you don't want to.
I'm counting it because you were right in the intent. It was gonna be none of our named characters were not making. The
really
finale.
don't want it to count because of how dumb I am for miscounting the numbers of people.
So here is the 2 that you definitely missed though. Bulk of the fight is Yamcha and Tien. Or bulk of the episode is that fight.
It's the exact opposite of that.
And Tien wins the fight, which also doesn't happen because nobody wins the fight.
We're going to roll that over to the next episode, though.
Okay. But before we get there, we do have to do our sub-prediction of the tournament. Do you think... in the Yamcha Tien, it sounds like you have Tien winning.
Just roll over the Tien the next episode.
Okay, Tien wins.
And Tien winning against Yamcha.
Yeah. The next one is going to be Jackie versus Manwolf.
Jackie probably gets more of a fight than he's expecting from Manwolf. But
Chiatsu versus Krillin. I feel like this is the toughest one of these 4.
I can't imagine they're going to make Goku fight Krillin. So I'm going to guess Chiatsu, and then Chiatsu gets beat by Goku.
Which, I guess that sounds like you think Goku's going to beat Pampa.
If Goku doesn't beat Pampa, I will eat a shoe.
So then moving into our next 2 fights, we have Tien v. Jackie. And then we have Chiatsu versus Goku. Who do you think wins those fights?
I'm going to say... Because I think it's setting that up as the storyline of this tournament arc. I gotta go Tien beats Jackie in a very close matchup, but I'm gonna go Tien beats Jackie. Obviously, I think they're gonna have to make Goku beat both of the students. So Goku's gonna beat Chiatsu because I don't think there's a world in which Goku doesn't win this tournament.
Yeah, and you have Goku
unless
winning
someone
the tournament as the arc.
Unless someone just starves him for a day or something.
Yeah, but you have Goku winning the tournament so I'm just gonna leave
Goku versus Tien.
Okay, so moving the arc prediction or the episode predictions, you're rolling over Tien wins the fight into the next 2 episodes, which the names are Yamcha's Big Break and Full Moon Vengeance.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen in those 2 episodes, Jesse?
I'm still thinking what Tien's gonna win. But it's definitely a lot closer than I thought it was. I thought he was going to steamroll Yamcha coming in. And then Jackie is kind of put in the back foot by Manwolf just because of how aggressively mad he is about the whole moon being destroyed. I feel so dumb for not putting those 2 and 2 together.
I felt like I should. As I was thinking about it, I'm like, should I tell Jesse this or should we let this be a surprise? But it just felt too good to be to leave it there.
Yeah.
But you think Manwolf gives him a fight, but Jackie wins.
Gives him a fight initially for the first couple minutes, but Jackie's gonna end up beating him pretty.
He's fighting full rage versus tactical. It's Hulk versus Thanos.
It's on power scaling in the comics, I think Hulk's slightly
Well, yeah, Hulk would if we're talking just pure comics, Hulk would. But I'm talking more in Infinity War.
Yeah, but it's
where it's they're on equal footing, but Thanos is able to use his brain, so he's able to beat Hulk. Is kind of where it is. It's if Hulk could ever land a punch, he might win, but he just can't land a punch because
Thanos is just a better fighter.
Yeah, Thanos is.
It's gonna come down to that where it's Jackie probably also hasn't beat strength and speed at the end of the day.
Yeah,
but it's not as big of a gap as most of Goku's fights.
Yeah,
and it's also when you're fighting with full on hatred and rage.
Yeah,
the adrenaline pumping is enough to close a gap that small to make it smaller.
Yeah,
or close a gap like that to make it smaller.
Well, that's our predictions, or Jesse's predictions, moving into the next 2 episodes.
Also, I will say Jackie does win in the second.
I put Jackie wins. Yeah. And then, so Jesse, worst part, what do you think that is for you?
I mean, I mean, it's kind of like you want to go with the obligatory, like, well, obviously it's got to be the oolong moment.
Yeah.
Even though it's not necessarily that bad.
Yeah.
I'll take the oolong moment because I know you're going to take the flashbacks.
Well, see, that's where I was coming in. I had an honorable mention, and now you put me on the spot, and I can't think of what my honorable mention was going to be. But yeah, it is the flashbacks.
Yeah,
like,
like I knew. I was like looking at it, I'm like, I'll take the oolong because I don't hate the flashbacks as much as you hate the flashbacks.
For me, it's the second one more than the first one. The first one isn't bad, but when you compound the first one with the second one, and the second one being much worse, it's like, what are we doing here?
What's the point?
Oh, honorable mention. I remembered it. The narrator trying to lead us astray on the identity here. Jackie Chung is just Jackie Chung. It's just Jackie. It's not Roshi. They have different Funko Pops. That is my leading cause. They don't even look the same in their Funko Pops. I can't believe it, and it bothers me, and I had to say it here as my honorable mention. But anyways, Jesse, best part.
I'm gonna take the Goku like move, like the air move.
Yeah.
But I will say my honorable mention is.
And I'm taking the launch one.
I hate it. I hate laughing at it.
It's just
It's just so absurdly dumb. It's so absurdly launched, and it's done so well.
It's
too.
totally like input with her character and with the times and with the caricature that she is supposed to be being.
Yeah.
It just makes a ton of sense.
It's also played in like fully comedic. There is no ill intent with how it is played, and that just makes it so funny.
Yeah. I love it.
It got a pretty good chuckle out of me when she did. I'm like, what? Really? That's what the plan is?
Yeah. But with that, I mean, I don't really have anything else to say except for thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to download, subscribe, rate, review, leave a 5-star rating if that's your prerogative. You can also reach out to us at becomingsaiyans@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, and on TikTok, and also on YouTube at Becoming Saiyans Pod. And until next week, I've been Truman.
And I'm Jesse.
And the journey continues.
Bye.